Everywhere, people are catching colds. But hi, have you heard of cold DMs? I heard it's really effective. A cold DM is an unsolicited message sent to individuals or businesses to grab their attention for a product, service, or inquiry. This is opposed to traditional applications where opportunities and positions are made available for applicants. Now, the reason why I'm even making this video is to force myself to do the duty of cold DMing, and the reason why I think this is a duty is based on these observations. 1. The job market in 2024 is becoming less and less traditional. So both companies and employees are less committed to each other, as I'm sure you've heard or know someone who has gotten laid off or someone who has quit their 9-to-5. Another reason is because those that are in this bracket of Gen Z are predicted to have around 5 different careers on average in their lifetime, which is all to say that we're going to have to get good at advocating for what we want and what we can offer. Now, some or maybe even most of you are already doing this, but for those of us that are a little more hesitant, scared, shy, anxious, maybe we can put our heads together and figure this out. In this video, I'm going to go over 6 steps on how to get started with cold DMing. Step 1. Define. What communities do I want to belong and contribute to? I'm someone who's always trying to pursue 3 things at once. So for this video, I'm only going to focus on tattooing. I wrote down my goal, which was to chat with working tattoo artists, learn about their personal journeys, and also gain advice on specifically how to grow clientele. Step 2 is to collect. So use all of your resources, Google, Instagram, Facebook, and find people's portfolios that you really enjoy, and then put them all on a table, whether on spreadsheet or on paper. I just wrote this down on a piece of paper, and I collected 5 contacts of artists that I wanted to reach out to. And I also included a checkbox that said whether I sent it out and whether they replied. Step 3. Templates. Here is where you're going to draft out a basic template that you're going to use for all of your messages. A classic guide is to first introduce yourself, then state what you're looking for or why you're reaching out to them specifically. And if you can find something personable about their work and how it resonated with you, this is like the best part, to include a brief sentence about that. Then add your availability, your portfolio, resume, all these materials, and then end with your thanks, your cheers, best wishes, summer. Step 4. Send. Now, sending is going to feel kind of scary. I'm just sitting behind a screen thinking, oh my god, they're gonna think I'm so annoying. Oh no, like this is not even gonna lead to anything. But the best solution is just 3, 2, 1, and then click that button. Because why not, right? And what else are you gonna do? Not click the button after all the work you've just done? Step 5. Following through. So I'm not a super social person, so obviously on the day of, I got pretty nervous. But I had to tell myself to try to bring good energies, good, calm energies. And then I also prepared a little bit by writing my questions in a notebook. I brought a bag of fruits, like my grandmother would tell me to do when, meeting a friend or a guest. If your plan with cold DMing is also to chat with someone, like have a coffee chat, I would really encourage everyone to try to meet in person. Form those social connections is a lot more valuable, and it also shows that both of you were willing to put in that little bit of effort. Step 6 is to reflect. Now, I understand that if you are sending a cold email or DM to pitch yourself or to submit your resume portfolio. This might not happen so fast, this reflection process, but this is basically the point where you ask yourself, how did things go? Did I get what I was looking for? And more importantly, how did this interaction change the way I think? Now, with chat number 1, for me, it actually went a lot better than I expected. I wasn't expecting anything, but this person, she was very sweet, very articulate, very clear, and it allowed me to open myself up and ask so many questions. And she basically answered them all. She was very generous. And her main advice was to throw yourself into the community, get tattoos from artists that you like, styles that you don't know how to do, and that's honestly the best way to learn technique and talk to the artists themselves. She was like, if you want to get more clients, then you have to do more social media marketing and also maybe offer cheap tats for some time. But the one thing that stuck with me the most from her advice was that if you're too scared to do something, then someone else is not, and they will do it. And that sounds kind of harsh, but I think that's really the reality of things, and it even applies with cold DMs. Like, if you're not going to send that cold DM, then somebody else is, and they'll probably reach where they're going faster. So if you're like me, feeling a little lost in your field, you want to make new friends or collaborate with a brand or someone you admire, you'll have to ask for it respectfully. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Here's to learning how to harness the internet's connectivity in creating our own paths. Good luck.